Mitra Harrison. I graduated in 1946, and I live here in Luling.
My name is Maggie Johnson Ray, and I graduated in 1964, and I live in Luling.
My name is Mary Cherry Roberts. I graduated from Rosenwald in 1965. We were the last class to graduate from Rosenwald before it was integrated.
My name is Ada Satterwhite Johnson. I graduated in 1966. Last year attending Rosenwald was 1965, and I live here in Luling, Texas.
My name is Jackie Dorn Campbell. I attended Rosenwald from my first grade through my fifth, and after that we had integration, so 6 through 12 I went to Luling Independent School District, and I live in Luling right now.
My name is Gwendolyn Harris, and I graduated from Rosenwald May the 23rd, 1963, and I live here in Luling.
My name is Anthony M. Keewick. I graduated from Rosenwald in 1947, and I still live in Luling, Texas.
Oh, Luling red hot, we got the water on. Oh, Luling red hot, we got the water on. The water in the pot, boiling hot. Can't get you with the stuff we got. Oh, Luling red hot, we got the water on. Some of the things that I remember most about Rosenwald was not necessarily the academics, but the extra things like the choir we sang on Friday mornings when we had chapel, the plays that we had at the end of the year, and things that had you interacting with other students. Of course, the academics was important, but it wasn't the key thing at that time.
You have so many teachers, so many classrooms, and so many students, so it was exciting. Then I got to play basketball. Then, you know, you have a teacher for just about each subject, and that was exciting.
My greatest experience was my ability to be able to speak out. And the special attitude I have about what I can do came from Rosenwald, from my teachers, from teaching me in debating, extemporaneous speaking, projecting my voice, not being afraid of an audience, and that's me. I received a lot, but the deep family experience and the respect that I learned for myself and others is what I got from Rosenwald.
You could go to your teachers and they would help you, not just in the classroom, they would help you with other things, and they always tried to make you feel important, and they always tried to instill in you a feeling of pride, which I look back and I can appreciate that, because everybody was somebody at Rosenwald.
We took pride in everything that we did. We took pride in it, and the teachers were courteous, very courteous to us. There was that bond there that's still there, you know, between the teachers and school, the kids. When we have our our school reunion, you can just feel that closeness that we had when we went to school, went to Rosenwald. The school spirit was just totally different. And I mean, if you were in our gymnasium during that time, it was just like a roar, you know, the cheer. It was. And, the football boys, just the whole entire building was we were just so excited.
And pep rally was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And I think it inspired the football team because we won district every year when I was in high school, and pep rally was something everybody looked forward to.
The teachers that we had, they wanted us to do our very best. They always pushed us to our potentials. And I can't say that I had one favorite teacher because I had many, because to me, when I think about, you said a favorite teacher, they were all favorite to me because there's always something that was different about each one.
You know, I tried to think of some of my teachers, and the only one I can remember by name, only two I can remember by name. My first grade teacher was Miss Elizabeth Kilcrease. And as luck would have it, when I went to Beaumont to work, that's where she lived, and she participated in some of the programs I conducted. And the other was she's an English teacher from Seguin, and her name escapes me at this point, but I can remember diagramming sentences and then the literature part of it, and the things that she taught us, and the way she corrected us when we were wrong. I will always remember that.
My favorite teacher was Mr. Charles White, who was my math instructor. My other favorite teacher was Mrs. Sorrells, taught me to learn to type. We shared our typing lab was part of the first grade classroom, and from that I got my basics from my work experience.
Miss Luling Rosenwald, and she taught us when we was in the 6th grade. She used to teach us all these little bitty songs, and I still remember them.
Our teachers were so creative. You know, we did things like a Blue Moon, just certain things that they came up with every year, and we wore the costumes, and I think that really taught us how to talk to people, how to work with people, how to do public speaking, more or less, but not to be afraid. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Not to be afraid.
Most of all, they kept me in check. I was very talkative. So they more or less let me know, you need to calm down and you need to listen. So I did. And they were very nice about it.
Just like you said, they was patient with you if you want to learn, which that's the main thing. You respect them if you want to learn. They was there for you.
If the teacher, corrected me, it was for my good. I might not always agree with it, but it was for my, I've realized now, and I appreciate that, because that kind of atmosphere is great. You can't do that now, and I think Rosenwald has great, great qualities. Even though it was small, we had a lot of great potential have come out of Rosenwald. Doing our pep rallies and things, we would be creative and do things. And I remember Miss White, she played on the piano, Sentimental Journey. Gonna take a sentimental journey. That song. And I played it on the clarinet and she played it on the piano and she recorded it, and I thought I was really doing something. And she was the sort of teacher, like I said, they would take extra interest and cultivate an interest in the students. And you never knew what you could do until a teacher would see it in you. They would say, Gwen, or, do this. You say, me? But you didn't, you tried, because the teachers also, they had that extra insight. Like if they saw you had a talent, they tried to cultivate it.
I like for them to know that we had teachers that really cared. They instilled in us pride, and they wanted the best for us.
Though we were a segregated school, we got all of the basics that you would get anywhere. I like to know that our teachers were the best, and they really cared for us. They cared about us, cared for us.
We felt secure when we went to school. We really felt secure, and that no one, would hurt us or anything like that and get away with it.
In those days, we didn't want to do anything to hurt our parents. In these days, you have so many teenage pregnancies, and this is what I see because I look at a generation of children and you wonder what they miss because they're not as smart and they claim to be dumb, and the ones that are smart are disrespectful. So I just think that our teachers that we had prepared us and taught us how to treat people.
Rosenwald was a place where we learned to respect each other, respect ourselves, and especially respect elders.
That's where you get your foundation, how to treat people, how to prepare for life, and, just do the important things and be respectful. That's the main thing.
Not to forget what you've been taught, whether at home or whether at school, and to always strive for more than what you can be. for your potential.
If you did something at school, don't think it was going to stay there. The teachers had a way of making parents aware of the good things as well as the things that needed improvement.
We had to be respectful. I mean, we got spanked in class. It wasn't going to the principal's office. We literally got spanked in class.
Our teachers, they taught us, we learned manners at home. When you went to school too, you were taught. So that's something I don't see too much now, but the experience that we had, I wish the kids could have walked in our shoes. We said, oh, I can't wait to get out of school. Right. But once that day comes, it's like, okay, the day is here. But when you're actually there and you go and get that diploma and you walk back to your seat and you know, this is going to be my last day of school, it's kind of sad, like.
Because you
know you're leaving.
You leave everything familiar. Yeah. So out there in the world, dog eat dog world, so to speak, and you're in a different environment. You don't know what's facing you, how you're going to cope with life situation. You're leaving the protection from your parents and your, teachers, and you're going to be on your own, and that's a scary feeling. You're happy, anxious, and fearful. At least that was my experience.
And you think like, oh, well, I'm not going to see any of my classmates anymore. You don't know what the future holds for you.
Sitting in the morning sun.
Being at Rosenwald, it helped me more or less to be the adult that I am. And it helped me to be more respectful of people, not only people with my family members.
The family type atmosphere, a positive atmosphere, attitude, and with the attitude the teacher can instill in you, you are somebody. God don't create junk, and see the potential in each student and not always focus at the top. A lot of times I've noticed that, they'll say, well, if they were valedictorian, salutatorian, they're honor student. But what about the average students? A lot of times the average student is the one that excel, and people you expect, they don't always make it, but the average students are able to excel. So I feel like they instill in us the worth. Each person has a worth.
When you go from segregated school, all black, to integrated, that was the experience. But because of my basic knowledge and expertise I learned in Rosenwald, I was not a person that had to be in the background. I was there among them. I could fit in with everyone, especially when it came to academics and presentation. I was ready because Rosenwald had given me the basics.
I really wish that every school at this point had the values, the teachers, and principles that they have.
I think we all experienced a sense of belonging because once we integrated, a lot of that, it was so different. We had our friends, we were partners, we were family. And we all worked together, and it was integrity and teaching us how to have dignity and respect. I have to go and say respect.
Rosenwald had a place in the educational experience of young people in Luling, Texas.
Oh, Luling red hot, we got the water on. Oh, Luling red hot, we got the water on. The water in the pot, boiling hot, get